welcome to Nature Talk on Aftercast.com, where James and Tina will be your hosts for the next 30 to 45 minutes discussing nature as we see it. Join us each Wednesday for a new episode of Nature Talk. Hi, this is James.
And Tina.
And welcome to another episode of Nature Talk. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 3.
Wow, that seems so weird from the other one.
Yeah, it does. You wanted to say 33 or 43, aren't you?
It would have been 43, I think.
Yeah. Well, anyway, this is episode 3 of Nature Talk. And we'll be talking to you here for a little bit. Today, whenever it is you're listening to it, is where we have our special guest, Greg Ganos, from Tucson, Arizona, who is the author of the book that was just published, Greg's Backyard Birdies. So I got him on an interview. I called him and we talked for quite a while, and about other things too, but we did get in some things about the interview of his book being published. And so we're going to bring him on here first thing, because I'm not too good at judging how much time we need for that if we put it toward the end of the show. So we're going to go ahead and run this one through, and that way we can see that when we're almost done with the show, we can just shut down. Where I don't want to have to cut him what he's talking. So anyway, here we are with the interview with Greg.
Hello.
Hello, Greg.
Yeah, this is Greg.
Hey, this is James with Nature Talk Show.
Hey, how's it going, James? How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I hear you're there in Arizona. I know a lot of people know who you are, but a lot of people don't know. This is Greg Ganos, and you're in Tucson, Arizona, and you are an author of a book.
Yes, sir.
And I bet that makes you feel good, huh?
It feels great. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
All right. Well, let's hear a little bit about yourself. Let's see. I'd like to know. I know you do a lot of photography, and that's what your book's based on, and it's called Greg's Backyard Birdies. And what got you interested into the photography part of it to start with?
Well, actually, my wife bought me a camera for my birthday. I was just outside taking some pictures, and when I downloaded them on the computer, I was just like, wow, that is incredible. The bird blew me away. I'm like, oh, that's it. I'm going to do this. I love it. You know, it was really neat. I started snapping pictures, and the more I did that, the more I got into it. There you have it. She just said, she's like, you know, your pictures are really, really good. So, you know, did you ever think about doing a book? I was like, you know, no. But I'm like, well, one thing led to another, and there you have it.
So the little hobby you got started there turned into a big one.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, having a lot of fun. Going to do a book signing tomorrow at Barnes & Noble and the Foothills Mall in Tucson, and I guess it's it's an honor, you know?
Right.
I'm really psyched about it.
I've seen a movie or two, you know, where people that were written books or an author or whatever, and they would go to a bookstore in that town and have book signings, and it's pretty awesome, you know. When it's like, yeah, you know, people got your name in their books. There's a lot of readers out there. I see where you got a lot of pictures in that book too.
Yeah, I sure do. I think it ended up with 64 pages.
Wow.
And like the first cut of it, they sent it to me, and it was, you know, I sent them all the pictures, and they sent it back, and I refused it because they were all small pictures. They were just, and I was just like, no, if I'm going to have my name on this, you know, I want it to be nice, and I want it to, you know, I want the people to enjoy it, and I want them to see what I saw when I was taking the picture. So I made them some full-page pictures of each bird that I took, and it turned out fantastic.
Wow. Yeah.
They sent it to me, and I approved it, and the journey began.
Yeah, I've been seeing on your page there, on your Facebook page. There was a couple comments about it, and I'd put one on there about your starting your next book. And when do you think your next one will be ready?
You know, I'm telling you, I'm actually seriously thinking about doing it, because I've been getting requests from a lot of people. There's actually a site that I go on. It's called You Know You're From Tucson When. Now, actually, that's how I actually really got started with the bird idea, because what I was doing was I would put a bird on every day, and I did this for 6-8 months. You know, during the 6-8 months, people were asking, when's the book coming out? And I was just like, yeah, my wife just told me that, why don't we do a book? And it all came together. And so I owe it to my wife and to that one site. You're from Tucson When.
Right.
It just turned out great.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
That's good. It gives you something to do and something you enjoy. That's the thing. If you enjoy what you do, do it. So yeah, they sit out now. I'm enjoying my podcast. We're not like love it. We're not like a lot of the other ones where they go into technical issues and things like that. We just, Tina and I, we just talk to each other and things come out. But
that's great.
Yeah,
that is excellent.
And that's like you are with your cameras. You go out there and you just you just take pictures and they're there.
That's a fact. That's all I do. Every night I go out and take a pic of something. I'm always got that camera in my hands.
Oh yeah. Well, down here, we're from Ohio, and we just moved down here this past December. Hardly ever touched our camera up there in Ohio, and we come down here, and I got to where before I go out the door, I'm sure I had a phone on me. And I'd reach on the other side to make sure I had my camera with me, because I just got a little pocket point and shoot camera, and that's all them pictures are. Yeah, them pictures that I put on the page there's just from that point and shoot.
Okay, yeah. I love looking at your pictures. You got some cool ones. I like the foxes.
Right, yeah, we got the fox, we got the you've got a lot of birds up there, and we got a lot of animals here. So yeah, it's true. Raccoons. Did you see that alligator on the show? Where I put it on the last Nature Talk show. There was a little picture of an alligator laying on a rock.
Yeah, that was really neat.
I took that with my point and shoot.
That was cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Armadillo that you got, that was neat too.
Oh yeah, the armadillo.
Very cool.
1 o'clock in the morning with a flashlight up to the window. Now you were saying something about the mockingbirds. You said you didn't have mockingbirds down there or out there.
No. I guess they have lots of mockingbirds out here. I just haven't got one yet.
Wow.
I guess mockingbird is one of the big bird, the excellent birds that they have out here next to the cactus wren.
Right.
And I'm just haven't got one yet. I'm trying to get one of them and a oriole.
Oh.
Looking for the oriole.
I've heard of them birds a lot back a long time ago, but I don't know what they look like. I'm going to have to look that up.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. They're really nice, good-looking birds.
Right.
I have a family of Cooper's hawks that live, right outside. I walk out my door every morning, and they hang out in this big old palm tree maybe 100 yards away. I zoom in, and I can catch them. I got a few pictures of Cooper's in the book, and a couple of times they come and they land right in my yard, and they drink right out of the bird bath. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, last summer my wife's screaming. She's like, "Get your camera! Get your camera!" So I go running outside, and sure enough, there's this Cooper's hawk. He took a mourning dove right out of the sky, landed in my backyard. And she went to it. Feathers everywhere. I was like, oh man, it was sad, but it was pretty incredible watching that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nature takes its own ways there, and you can't, do anything about it.
Yeah. They got to eat too.
But I was reading a little bit about that mockingbird is Florida state bird, along with like
No kidding.
yeah, and there's 5 other states that got it for their bird too. Texas is one, and then the panther. I was telling you about all these panther crossing signs out here.
Yeah, that is crazy. If I see a panther in my yard, I'm gonna flip out.
Well, yeah, the panther is Florida's state animal, and they're very highly protected. One of them gets hurt, they'll spend whatever money it takes to fix that panther back up so they can turn back out in the wild.
That's pretty cool. That's really cool. Yeah, actually, out here in Arizona, I think it was a year ago, maybe a couple of years ago, they released some not goats, but they're mountain goats.
Okay.
They released like 12 of them, and I guess we've got cougars out there, or mountain lions, I should say, mountain lions, and they keep getting them.
Wow.
And they just keep disappearing. They find pieces of them here and there every year, and they're just diminishing now. So I'm like, they're gonna keep replacing them, this and that.
Yeah.
So they're really neat. They're one of them too.
Oh yeah. So now these pictures that you take, is it just the birds? I mean, mostly that you're into, or do you get any other pictures of animals?
No. Oh no. I take pictures of. You should see my sunsets. They're beautiful. Sunsets. I take desert flower pictures, which will probably be my next book. Flowers, sunsets, and my sky pictures. I just love the skies.
Right.
They're so easy to take for me, and they just turn out gorgeous. In Arizona, we got the best sunsets in the country, I would think.
Well, it's flat out there. There are mountains, I know, but mostly it's flat, or it's a long distance to a mountain. So you got a better chance for a sunset or a sunrise. You take Illinois and Ohio, both of them states I was in, and even in the country, there's so many trees that you couldn't get a good view of a sunset or a sunrise until 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, and it's over with.
Yeah. I grew up in Chicago.
Oh yeah.
We moved to Denver for 15 years, and then we ended up here. And this is where we're staying.
Yeah.
This is it. I love it here. I just absolutely love it. It's beautiful. The wildlife is crazy.
That's what I think of Florida. I like it. It's completely different than what I've been used to all my life. But I'm just going to have to adjust to the heat, and that's all. And really, where I've worked at a lot in my life, I've worked in places that were hot. So the heat, I don't think is really going to be all that bad.
You got the humidity there. You want to talk heat? Come here.
Oh, yeah.
We get 110 last year.
Wow. I was telling you about my buddy out there in Bullhead City, K&B from.
Right.
Yeah, he told me it was so hot out there that the lizards was walking around with canteens around their neck.
Yeah. That cracked me up.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So anyway,
yeah.
On these books, how do you get them? I know you said you was doing your signing at Barnes and Nobles, but if anybody out there is interested in the book, how would they get it?
All you do is just go to Google and just punch in Greg's Backyard Birdies, and your phone will explode with where you can buy them.
I know, I did that, Greg. I did that last night.
Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Apple iTunes, and Google Play.
Yeah.
As of now, there's a few other that are selling it too.
You don't have it in any of your favorite stores yet. It's just on the internet.
Yeah, it's on the internet right now. Exactly, it's print to order right now. After this book signing at Barnes and Noble, they might carry the copies right in the store. I'm hoping that would be nice.
Oh,
it just depends on how good the book goes. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Well, just from seeing the pictures that you have and everything, that I'd try to grab me one. I don't know, it might not be, maybe not next week, but yeah, I'm going to try to grab me one of them.
Oh, yeah, great. Well, you know what? I'll send you a book, James.
Really?
I'll sign it for you and I'll send it out to you.
Wow, man, that'd be all right. You're a cool dude there.
Yeah, I could do that for you. No problem.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, after the
absolutely.
after the interview here, I'll give you my address.
Sounds great. Yeah. I will grab that for you.
All right. Yeah. So anyway, you want to talk about anything else? You want to go ahead and say something about you got anybody out there that you know might be listening? You want to say hi to?
I hope my wife listens.
There you go. There you go. That's the first thing I thought of when I said that. Better say hi to your wife.
Say the wife, or I get a smack when she gets home, huh?
Oh, you didn't do it out of your heart. You did it out of fright.
Fear, huh?
Yeah.
No, she's a great lady. I love her to death. We've been married 23 years now. That's 23 years of my life. I tell you right now, I fell in love with her the day I met her.
Yeah. And she's pushing you right into this book, isn't she? I mean, she's really helping you, push it.
It wasn't a hard push, I'll tell you. I was, I was ready and wanting to do it. That's for sure.
Right.
I'm going to definitely do another one. There's no doubt in my mind.
Did she tell you I was talking to her last night on chat and trying to get her to do a show with me too?
No, she didn't even tell me.
Yeah, I sent her a text. I sent her a text and said something about what with the dogs and things, that she's volunteering and helping and all that. And we got
she's really into that. She has a really kind heart, especially for animals.
Yeah.
The dogs, she's really she goes to a place called PAC. It's they gather up dogs that are on the street, get them healthy if they're sick, this and that. And she goes there and walks them. They have a little group. I forgot what they're called, but they walk the dogs. They got a whole group of ladies that go there and walk the dogs for the complex. It's pretty neat.
I told her. She said that let her know when I do a show on dogs. But I was thinking about because like I say, dogs are animals and animals are nature. You take all the foxes and the coyotes and things. They're all from the dog family. So a dog could be a nature show.
Well, we have stray dogs come around here, and she's out there feeding them every day. I mean, she goes to work. She works for a restaurant, Triple T, and she brings home a bag of leftovers for the strays every day.
Right.
Every single day she comes home, there's a big old bag of leftovers, and so they get full bellies and take off running down the road.
Now that Triple T.
We got two that are here.
That Triple T. That's
the old Triple T.
Tucson Truck Stop?
Yes, sir.
I've been there. Yeah. I've been there.
Really? Okay, yeah, she's been working there about 8 years.
Last time I was out that way was probably about 30 years ago. But I used to go through there about every 10 days and stop there.
Oh, okay. Well, you know it well then.
Yeah, yep, I sure did. And so that's when you were saying Triple T. Man, you bring back some memories.
Yeah, it's been there for a long time.
I think it was back in the 80s, early 80s, when I started driving out that way, maybe the late 80s. But yeah, I was making 3 trips a month out to California and back, and I all around, different places. Tucson, Phoenix. I've been down to Yuma and all different places around there picking up produce and stuff. So
very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, so I'm going to try to do a dog show of some kind here, not in a little few weeks or whatever, and see if I can come up with something enough to keep a show on for 45 minutes. I get her on here, that's like you. You've gotten about 20 minutes of the show right now, so that helps me out.
Oh, good. Glad I could help.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Thank you for supporting my book. I appreciate that very much.
Yeah, that's no problem. And thank you for coming on here and telling everybody about it, where they can get it, and who you are, where you're from, and all that. There ought to be something you can say, like we say at the end of our show, we say catch you later or keep on cashing, depending on what show we're running. There ought to be something for photographers to say. Keep on clicking.
All the books that I sign, I tweet.
Tweet. Tweet you later.
Tweet you later.
Tweet you later. There you go. Okay. Hey, well, Greg, like I said, thanks for coming on and sharing all that with us.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Looking forward to listening to the show, and I'll make sure that all my friends listen to it also.
Okay, well, appreciate that.
Got a lot of Facebook friends, so I'll be on the phone for quite a while sharing it.
I got you another hobby now, sharing. Okay.
Yeah, no doubt, huh?
Yep.
All right, buddy. Well, I'll call later and tell your wife I said hello.
I will.
All right.
Okay, Greg. And there you have it, Greg Ganos from Tucson, Arizona. And that is one happy camper there, isn't he?
Sounds like it.
Yeah. Yeah, first he got interested in photography just by taking a few pictures out of his backyard.
Got a lot of interesting birds there.
Yeah, he does. I've seen a lot of pictures he's been posting on his page, and can't wait to get that book.
Yeah, get a real good look at it that way.
Yeah, so if anybody out there's got a story like that, or got anything you want to talk about as far as birds, animals, plants, trees, insects, anything new to nature.
There you go.
It's a Nature Talk show. So if you got something, get a hold of us. Send an email to naturetalk@outlook.com, and we'll get back with you. Yeah, we had this interview. It was Friday, and he said that tomorrow he had to go to do the book signing, and that was Saturday.
Right.
Yeah, so this is already Wednesday. He's got it done and over with on the book signing. Now, I talked to him for a little bit after that, and Greg, if I know you're listening, how would you like to come back on the show for next week and just do a little bit of what would you call it? Update.
There you go.
On how your book signing went. Yeah, that'd be nice. I know he didn't quite make it all the way through, but that was 4 hours.
That's a good while.
Yeah, so I mean that would be rough for anybody to do.
I couldn't do that.
Yeah, so anyway, he looked happy. I seen some pictures today.
Well, I imagine he is.
Yeah, he was like I said, man, that's one happy camper, and just because you got a few good pictures and you got a good wife to push you into publishing a book with it.
There you go.
Yeah. All right, so Greg, get back with me there on that, and if you want to do a follow-up for that book signing, we'll put it on next week's show. Wow.
And while we're at it, let everybody know, check out that book. You might just want to go get you one.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. From the looks of it in the pictures, it was a good-sized book, too. It wasn't no pocket-sized book.
Right.
It looked like a decent-sized book.
Yeah.
And I did see it on a few of the websites that he was talking about. I didn't go look at it on all of them, but, I mean, it's all the same. But, yeah. So, anyway, let's do that. And like I said, if anybody else out there wants to talk, you don't have to be shy because we just talk on the phone. And, it's not like you're live on air and you're going to mess up, because we all mess up, but we all get to go back and edit it before we put it out there.
Yeah, sometimes we don't edit ours, but we'll edit theirs for them. We mess up quite a bit.
Yeah, well, a couple times on the other show, we even had some bloopers at the end of the show.
Oh, boy.
I saved all our mess ups and put them all together at the end of the show. And
we never claimed to be professional.
That's right. It sounds more professional if you edit it out, though.
Yeah, it does. But we have fun. That's what counts.
I was going to say something about the. First of all, snakes. Okay. Now, but it came out on the news today, down here in Southwest Florida. This 18-year-old was out playing around. How macho 18-year-olds are.
So smart.
And he found a 4-foot rattler.
Moccasin.
Okay, yeah, that was a moccasin. Yeah.
Still very poisonous.
Moccasin snake. Yeah. Well, they say that it's not as bad as a rattler, but it's still...
Yeah.
Anyway, he found this moccasin 4 foot long, and he catches it. And there's a picture of him standing there just all smiles, holding that snake head up in the air, you know, and he's got the thumbs up thing going. And the next scene, this is on the news video, and the next scene that they showed was him laying in the hospital, where that he took that snake and put it in a pillowcase and laid it by his bed. Now, I don't know, I'm just thinking he went to sleep and the snake got out.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know the whole story, they didn't tell everything, but man, oh man, he's unrecognizable. I have never seen anybody's head swelled up as bad as his was.
You know, you would think that people would have enough sense not to mess with snakes anyway, especially if they know they're poisonous.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, don't mess with them.
Right. What was the name? There was a country music song out. Don't mess with spiders or snakes if that's what it takes to love you.
See, I don't like spiders or snakes. Yeah. Tom T. Hall, wasn't it?
I don't know. I don't remember who done that song.
I remember that song.
That was a long time ago.
Oh yeah. Oh, we just told our age.
Yeah, that was a long time, about 3 years ago.
About 3 years ago. Yeah, plus a few.
Yeah. But, oh, wow. Now he's up for a bunch of charges for removing a snake from its habitat, not having a permit to take the snake. They listed a whole bunch of...
I'm sorry, but don't you think it's punishment enough that he got bit by the snake?
It looked like it was. Oh.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel bad for him because that's kind of scary to be bitten in the face by a snake. But being 18 years old, you would think he would have had more sense than to do that.
Well, I didn't have much sense when I was 18.
I had more sense than that, though. I mean, honest.
I never thought about picking up a snake.
No, I didn't either.
The only snake I actually held, well, there's two of them. One was a friend of mine had a snake. It was about 2 feet long, maybe 2.5 feet long. It was like a pet snake.
Okay.
And they had a little girl that was like 4, and she'd go grab that snake out of the aquarium and bring it to us.
Oh, wow.
And I was a little shy with that, but I'm sitting there and holding the snake, and he's crawling around in my hands and everything. All of a sudden, I looked down because I felt him crawling down my shirt. You know? And I looked, and he was crawling inside of my shirt.
Oh, boy.
And I told that woman, her husband was just laughing, you know, when I'm paranoid.
Mm-hmm.
I says, I don't care which one of you all will stick your hand down in my shirt, but I says, I want you to get that snake out of there without him biting me.
Uh-huh.
Well, she come over there and she just stuck her hand down in the top of my shirt. I didn't have to unbutton it or anything, but she stuck her hand down in the top of my shirt and got the snake and then pulled it back out through the button, between the 2 buttonholes where he crawled in.
Yeah.
And, wow, they had a tarantula.
Oh.
And that little girl would take that tarantula out of the aquarium and let it crawl up her arm.
Yeah, not me.
When a 4-year-old does it and you're sitting there shaking in your boots,
yeah.
There's something wrong here.
Well, you know, the bad thing about that is, though, the girl's got a snake for a pet. What if she goes out in the yards and picks up a rattler or something and don't realize it's a rattler?
Yeah.
You know, because you never know what kind of snake they're going to bring in if they're used to the one in the house.
Yeah, that's the way it is.
Kind of scary. And the only snake I've ever picked up, well, I tell you what, I did get one time, and I did not know. I was about 10 years old, and there was a snake out in the yard, and it was maybe about 2 feet long. Pretty little snake. I mean, you know, it was pretty. I liked it. Well, I picked up my shoe, and I threw it at it, and I guess I stunned it, and when I did, I threw it in a jar. And being 10 years old, I take it into Mom, and I'm going, look, Mom, a pretty snake. Isn't it pretty? Mom's eyes. Oh, my God, I thought she was going to have a heart attack right there. She says, that's it. Snake's gone. But it's pretty, Mama. Diamondback rattler. It was pretty. And then I go to school. She sets it out in the sun in that jar, and it bakes that snake.
Wow.
Yeah. I come home, and I was all upset until she explained to me what a diamondback was.
All right.
Like, okay, never mind. But it was pretty. What could I say?
Yeah, something pretty is pretty dangerous sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that was, anyway, the snakes down here, I was telling you a while ago, we was taking our little break there, that I've seen more snakes here in Florida in this 5 months I've been here than I have in the 18 years I've been in Illinois, and like 28 years, whatever, I've been in Ohio.
There's a lot of black racers around here. We do have those and the little ringnecks.
The little ringneck, yeah, I was going to talk about that little ringneck that we seen, and
that's the only snake that I've actually ever picked up in my hand and held.
Yeah, you picked it up. You was holding it in your hand, and I was holding it in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
That was the smoothest, silkiest.
Oh, they are. They're real smooth.
But that one was full grown, and it was only like 2 feet long, and it's actually, that was huge for what they usually get.
Yeah, they usually don't get quite that big.
I've seen a lot of garter snakes, them little green snakes.
Yeah.
So they're that same thing. You go up and pick one of them up if you can catch them.
Pretty quick, are they?
Yeah. Think we should tell them about the little lizard that got in a motorhome?
Oh, the one that I chased all last night and never could catch.
Yep. The little boogers are fast.
It's still somewhere back there. Don't know where. Maybe it found its way back out.
We can find out how he got in here. It might have, like your mom said, it might have, when we opened the door, jumped up in there, because they jump pretty far.
Oh, believe me, I know it went from one end of the bed all the way to the other and jumped on my arm. Okay.
But they don't hurt you.
No. And they're cute.
Yeah. There's different kinds of them down here. Different color. Some got stripes.
Like racing stripes down the back.
Yeah.
And
some of them's black. Some of them's brown. It's spotted. I think I seen a spotted one. Oh, was that one of them anacondas?
No, we don't have anacondas here, I don't think. No, we do have pythons.
Let's talk about the little buddy that hitched a ride to Pizza Hut today.
You are so mean.
I'm going down the boulevard, coming back home fast as I can, because we had 5 large pizzas, and we didn't want them to get cold.
And no, it wasn't all for us.
No. Well, I made somebody think it was all for you. I come out with 5 boxes of pizza, large pizzas, and Tina's sitting in the car, and I go up to the window, and I handed it to her, and I says, "Here, this is yours. I'm going to go back in and get mine." And there's people looking at us like, what?
And we were feeding, 8 people?
Yeah. But anyway, we going down the boulevard there as fast as we could go. I think the speed limit was 45, and I was doing 55, and people was passing me. I mean, it was rush hour. Rush hour down here, they rush.
Oh, they do.
You don't get tied up in traffic jam like in this part of town. You do in the other part. But out of the vent, where the heater between the windshield and the hood, you got that little vent goes across your front of your car. I guess he was hiding in there. When he stepped out of there, the wind grabbed him. And I'll let her tell the rest of the story, because she tells it better than I do.
Well, this poor little old frog, the wind caught it, and it's got one arm hanging on the front of the hood. Well, next thing I see, it kind of flies off, and I thought, oh, the poor thing done got ran over by a car. Well, not 2 minutes later, we realized the frog had actually landed on our car door and was climbing up to the window, hanging on for dear life with all this wind just pushing on him.
You could see his eyelids fluttering in the wind.
He looked so scared.
Looked like Superman without his goggles on, or who's that guy character.
And then he laughs at me. I'm sorry, I love little critters of all kinds. So I make him pull down this little side road and stop in the middle of the road so I can get this frog off of the car and put him in the grass, because I didn't want to see the thing die. I wanted him to live his life out. And he's laughing at me. Well, I go to grab him, and he jumps inside the car. Dash, windshield, dash, steering wheel, and James starts trying to grab him. Well, now you can tell him what it did to you.
It peed all over me, and all over my steering wheel, my pants, my shirt, the dash. It just, I mean, he must have drank a gallon of water before he hitched that ride. But anyway,
he got out
safely.
Him
out the window. Yeah. He went from the dash to the steering wheel to the little side post on the door, and then up on the door, and then I kind of started to grab him again, and he leaped right on out the window.
And so we get home, and I'm telling my aunt the story, and she's sitting there laughing, and she looks at James, and she says, "What can I say? We have a very strange family. We are all that way."
Yeah. Wow. We was going to talk a little bit about some hummingbirds today. Let's see, we've only got 9 minutes left.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're kicking it tonight. And I didn't even have that page up yet. But,
shame on you.
Oh, there it goes. I don't know what brought the thing up about the hummingbird. I guess we was talking about the hummingbird feeder that we had from Ohio.
Yeah.
It's worthless where we're at. There's no hummingbirds.
Unfortunately not.
And there are a lot of them in Florida, but they're on up north.
Yeah.
So what we was doing was reading up on the hummingbirds. We'll talk about them next week, because it was interesting how they can fly in what directions and speed and all that stuff. I mean, it was amazing.
Yeah, some of that surprised me.
Yeah, and I always thought of hummingbirds as small. You know, all of them I seen in Ohio was small.
They're tiny.
About an inch and a half long.
Mm-hmm.
And they can get up to 8. I think it was 8 inches.
Wow.
Maybe a little bit more. Maybe 8 1/4 or something like that.
Yeah, I've never seen them that big.
I'll have to get that information and bring it up next week. So that gives us something to talk about next week. And if anybody out there has any information on any kind of insect, or what do you call them, animals, just, whatever.
How about critters?
Critters
of all types.
Anything. We'll talk about it all, because that's why we called it Nature Talk. That email address again is naturetalk@outlook.com, and we'll be waiting to hear from somebody. Hey, this is show 3, and of course we did the first show by ourselves. Kind of let everybody know what was going on, what was planning on doing here. But episode 2 and episode 3 went real well. We had a special guest on each one of them, and hopefully maybe somebody will contact us and to be on next week's show.
Mm-hmm.
If not, we'll get that mockingbird in here and see if he can mock up something. I did record a mockingbird. We sat out there. We went outside the other night, and it was like 12:30 at night, and that mockingbird was just mocking away. And we sat there a good half hour listening to it. It's the only thing out there that was making any noise besides the crickets.
Yeah.
And so we would come back in, and what was it, 2 o'clock, 2:30? We went back outside, and the thing was still out there mocking away.
It was a busy one.
Oh, yeah. So then this morning, let's see, this is Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
So Wednesday morning, I went outside at 8 o'clock in the morning. He was still singing out there.
He was happy about something.
But we heard a frog. We heard him imitate a frog.
And what sounded like an alarm clock and crickets.
Crickets.
And all kinds of different other birds.
Yeah. I don't want to spoil the whole story on everything, but We will talk about that too next week. Anything else interesting that you might want to learn more about or want to talk about, just send us that email. And what I did with Greg was I called him from my Skype phone to his cell phone. And I noticed I tried to cut some of that fading in and out because he was on his cell phone. You know, it's not real good reception with that. But I did try to edit some of that out of there, which some of it did. But and you could tell I kind of chopped some of it. But anyway, depends on where you're at when you're talking. If you've got a phone in your house, that would really be a good way to talk. And the reason why I call people is because I'm not hardly ever on Skype, but I use that Skype number because it's unlimited anywhere in the U.S., Canada, and I think Puerto Rico. So anybody in that, and also if you don't have a phone or whatever, if you got Skype, send me an email and let me know what your Skype name is. I'll send you a request and we can do it on Skype, Skype to Skype, but that's free call. So, wow, I feel like we might be getting somewhere with this show, a little more than what I thought it would be for the first 3 shows. And so, anyway, look at there. It's almost 42 minutes. That gives us 3 minutes to say adiosi.
And one more thing.
What's that?
Don't forget, go on Google search and look up Greg's Backyard Birdies.
Yeah. Blow up your phone.
Yeah, you'll find a lot of things on it. Just check it out.
Yeah. Yeah. I was I don't remember how many numbers it said, but anyway, when I went up there, the whole front page was just him.
That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
The whole thing is
yeah.
about him.
Uh-huh.
So you got a lot to choose from.
Right. So do that. Check it out and shop around. You might get a little cheaper on one site than another. I know usually they do that. I don't know why, but we'll be looking at ours in about 5 days.
Woohoo! Can't wait to see it.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait. So that's going to be exciting.
And by the way, thank you very much for that, Greg.
Yeah, thank you. Well, we hope everybody has a safe rest of the week and an enjoyable weekend. So we're going to cut it down here because we're up to 43 minutes and we're just going to have to leave. Time goes by fast when you talk a lot. So, and anyway, till next time, what do we say?
Adios.
Adiosi.
Adiosi.
I don't know. Sayonara? No. See ya. There you go. See ya. Ready? 1, 2, 3. See ya.